an absolute disgrace of a game from Rangers, and what an introduction that will be for Danny Rowe. Ian, how are you?
Oh, I want to say that I'm feeling great and grand and all the rest of it, but I'd be absolutely lying. Another time you get excited, you think, right, here we go. This is the time for a change. Things are going to be more positive. We're all a little bit, we could win it. And then the players go, nah, not tonight, boys. So already a pretty crappy day anyway, because the weather down here has been awful. Just cherry on top. Thank you very much.
Kenny, how are you?
I was optimistic earlier on, mate, but I'm a wee bit pissed off, a wee bit, sorry to say.
Nice.
Just because of the fact that you can't blame nobody but players, and I'm sick blaming players, especially ones at the back.
No, it was an absolute farce tonight from Rangers. If it's not for Jack Butland, that is an absolute cricket score tonight.
Mid-October, and Jack Butland is already player of the season. I don't think it's anything that anyone can do to take that away from him. It's Butland's all day long. I mean, you go back as far as that one, we went out to Belgium and lost 6-0. If it wasn't for Butland, it's 14-0. The only player in that entire team that if at the end of the season came tomorrow, you'd want to retain. The only one.
You've got to ask questions on why Yusuf Trimiti got a start in this game.
First of all, you've got to take massive responsibility as an elite football player walking onto a park. I think that's first and foremost. Manager's new. Can't blame him. He's trying to find out what's the best of what again. Same old story. A year by and a year on, we're still doing it. But it's the professionalism of some of the players that can't even open their mouth and speak to one another to tell each another schoolboy football. For God's sake, just speak. It's no hard, Soapy. It's no hard. What are they? I mean, it takes a commander, a Richard Gough, a Terry Butcher, an Amoruso, a Barry Fitt. Somebody shout. Like Cornelius just has to say to Raskin, leave it. We've got this. Mm-hmm. But the problem is that we have no spine. And I'm talking about backbone. I'm not talking about spine of a football team. I'm talking about folk to take charge. At least 2 or 3 professional athletes to say, I actually give a shit about this. This isn't happening. You go there, you do this. And it really lets me down that you can blame everybody. Blame Americans. Blame Donald Trump.
They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Do you understand that?
Blame who you want. Taking responsibility as soon as you put your bloody foot over that white line to shout at one another and tell each other in the dressing room, it's no personal, but I'm going to have to take the jaw off you.
God's sake, you've been drinking?
Was it the cup final? Can somebody enlighten me? When Ali had Gaza by the neck.
Mm-hmm. I was at that game.
Right, and Gaza comes out and does what? Magician. We can't pass into space. We can't find spaces to retain passes or get passes back. We can't do 1-2s. There's no imagination. The defence are lost. The midfield's no shouting at defence. Defence isn't commandeering the spine of the team. We've got a guy up front who cost us a lot of money, right? Now, that's not his fault, but what is his fault is he can't hit a barn door with both arse cheeks. He doesn't even have a clue what's going on. It's that, boys. It's no Americans in 4-4-2 and Danny Rowe and Thorwell, right? And he has Thorwell. He's got a lot to blame, right? I get it, but it's the professionalism of these players, man. Come on, grab each other on the park, start shouting and arguing with each other on the pitch. Let the fans see that somebody at least in your team sees this is not happening the right way. But these are all just puppeteering about together and lost together and like wee sheep. And there's no shepherd, and it's annoying, man. It's annoying.
I mean, it's frustrating.
No, it isn't.
Every player was rotten today, and we've all talked about numerous players. Trimiti just had a big impact today that he did nothing, and he was noticed on the stage because the amount of chances he missed, Ian, were just unbelievable.
Well, we've lamented all season that we're not creating enough for our strikers. Tonight, they had enough chances to score at least 2 goals, and he's done nothing with it.
Yep.
So they've made chances for him tonight, so there's no hiding place for him. Morelos would have been all over that. We've spent £8 million, and someone else made a point on X. I saw that we laughed at them because they spent 11 million quid on 9 million quid on Ida. I'd have Ida every single day of the week over Trimiti. I tell you that right now.
Spicy Haggis has asked Estelle pick the team, asking for a mate.
Yeah, I think we can give him a pass on Estelle. Geppetto.
Oh no, I dropped my glasses.
By the way, Pinocchio, there was a cookie missing from the jar. Did you take it by any chance?
Yes, Papa Geppetto. I'm sorry.
Are you sure you took it? Because I'd believe you if you said you didn't.
Do you know what I mean? At the moment, because he's just in. I think in the short space of time, he's had to do his due diligence on the players. I'm going to say it. Hing farewell.
Raging, isn't he? Fuming.
If you're mismanaged for that many weeks and months, it's going to take a long time to sort that out and get in their heads the right way. I mean, the philosophy of Russell Martin was mind-boggling. It was like, honestly, I felt as if I was listening to Charlie Manson, man. It was trying to get in your brain. I'm going to keep going back. The players need to be better. You're a grown man. Have some heart. Have some intelligence. Get back to schoolboy football. Get back to the way you learned about simply scanning, talking, and use take over the game. Know what the manager told you. Use as adults go and start saying to one another in wee twos and ones, get a fucking grip here. Come on. Let's you go out there. Listen to me. Again, we need commanders, and we haven't got commanders or shepherds. We've just got sheep. The recruitment has been boys. Every team I've watched since I've been younger, there's always been at least 2 or 3. You could go back to crazy times like Stuart McCall even. Wasn't he a captain? He was for a long time, but then he wasn't, and he took his role and he didn't take it. But they all led. Every player led, even if they didn't have an armband on, because they had this understanding of the club they were at, the importance of playing for Rangers. Everybody, as far as I see, shies away. They don't seem to be. There's no verbal morality, man. So there's a point come up there. It kind of amalgamates everything you're saying, plus this situation what we're talking about. And it was I'm sure it was one of the lassies on here had said, that's the reason I'm starting to think, is there a bit of a break-up in the dressing room between players? They don't seem to talk to one another. Is there a kind of crack up there? And there's maybe wee cliques. And I know that Russell Martin tried to take them away and go to Loch Lomond and all that, and the water kind of dipping and stuff. Is that because there is a separation in there? Now, the good Rangers, no so long ago, good teams and stuff like that, there was 4 or 5 leaders on the park, as I said previously, without a captain's armband that would reinforce the captain's message. So the captain had a nucleus and probably, let's say, a more higher percentage of people singing off the same hymn sheet. So if you got the odd strop, right, so say Raskin is doing things like that, as Hamish says, if there is a kind of strop attitude, 1 or 2 of the players like, I ain't bother, mate, as if I'm not trying. Again, they kind of throw your hands up in the air and kick your grass scenarios. You always had 3, 4, 5 players running there and getting in their face and saying, what's wrong with you? There's nobody on top of each other collectively saying, what is your effing problem?
What's the problem?
What is going on here? And pushing them and going, come on, get your head out your arse. You don't see any camaraderie. Again, commanders and Rangers teams of old always had a nucleus of the one message getting forced.
Just go out and play with a little bit of pride. That's all we want them to do, play with pride, and we're not even seeing that.
Yep. Wait a minute. It'll take a bit of time to get these players into the mentality and mindset. It'll take a few weeks. But again, the only reason we're all worried, I'll answer Jordy, is because we've been here 100 times. It's so annoyingly similar that we've blamed how many managers and paid them off. I'm hoping, and I'm really hoping, that Danny Rowe gets in their heads and he's done it a lot of clubs where he takes a lot of the pressure from the fans, the board, the outside noise, and places it on his own lap and sieves it to the players and takes it away. So I'm not really sure what's going on at the moment. Some of these players are annoying me, and I'm going to go back to the point that came up before Geordie's, was there's no commanders running about that park without the armband. There's no fighting. There's no screaming and fighting in the dressing room where the manager needs to split them up.
Not very friendly round about here, are they?
You've got to be tearing each other's heads off. You've got to be up for every game. You've got to be winning every game. You've got to have every player arguing with one another if it's not going well. You've got to be a mindset of a captain without the armband all over the park. You're demanded. It's elite football, boys. It's elite. I mean, I've watched enough junior football to watch some of the games where they absolutely run about crazy. And if somebody even thinks about no chasing a ball out of possession, half the team's balling at them. We need to get back to that. That's where we need to get back to. I don't know how we get back to it, but we need to get back to it.
Why are we still in this position?
When was the last time a Rangers team gave you goosebumps? Probably Steven Gerrard title winning. They've got to be a certain breed of person to always want to win. your Roy Keanes and things like that, you know what I mean, who wins trebles but still went out there and tried to take the jaw off you. When Beckham went through all that carry on with the Argentinian, all this kind of unity, right? This unity, and you show everybody that if you piss about in my team, us 5 or 6 will be on your neck with your horns and your kneecaps.
Oh, man, you fucked up, man.
We have not got that nucleus of commanders everywhere. They all get away with it, and they go hiding, and nobody's there to collectively come together in that wee clique to say, you're at Glasgow Rangers, mate. What's wrong with you? I see you bent your lag again, mate. You're going to take my toe right up your arse. You know, things like that. You've not got any player that's willing to attack another player. Can you imagine a player giving up and Bobby Brown standing there? Or any, you know, come on. There's stories about Masunis. He gets signed because he was taking the legs off Souness, right? When there's one major consideration when you're hiring a player for Rangers Football Club, is that player better damn sure know everything about Rangers Football Club.
There is a serious taste of pish in my bran flakes. What is there to say about this game of football? Well, we're going to get into it. I didn't want Danny Rowe. I'm not naive to put it on Danny Rowe, right? Because these players need to get bashed. But what did we do tonight in this game of football? There was nothing tonight. I seen more for Stevie Smith, Ali McCoyston, Rory Hamilton are banging on about the fact that, oh well, they're getting the ball forward a wee bit quicker. Is that what the standards are? They're lumping the ball forward a wee bit quicker. Who are they lumping it forward to? Shermitty? I could spec them. There needs to be like a documentary series into how bad this transfer deal is, by the way. I've never seen a footballer worse than this guy.
Get it right up there.
It's just the worst deal in the human history of transfers, man. Yusuf Shermitty, hang your head in shame, son. And Kevin Tellwell, well, you need... I'm sick of talking about him and Patrick Stewart. See when they let the Russell Martin saga drag on for weeks and months, then you clearly know they don't give a shit. The standards are on their arse, man. I predicted us to win. Why? Because I'm an idiot. That's why.
I'll give you that. That's
I thought, I'll give Danny Rowe. I'll back him. I can't back the guy anymore. Oh, it's only one game. He should never have got the fucking job in the first place. He's no good enough, and we've seen nothing tonight. Not one thing. We are done. We're at the Europa League. We're out. It's done. We've got Roma up next. God help us. We're going to lose at 6-0.
Oh, lovely.
That's the God's honest truth. You look at every game so far this season. There's a genuine case to say we've deserved to lose every game this season. You're seeing now on the European stage that the teams are putting us to bed. I mean, I tell you what, man, the players are going over to the fans, and the fans are clapping them. They should not be getting clapped for that. We've just had our arse cheeks clapped by fucking Bran, and they're clapping them off. I don't think this is acceptable. It's scary to think, but the results so far this season have flattered us. This season could get so much worse. We all seem to believe, right, that Russell Martin was the only problem, and that if he gets sacked, we've actually signed good players. I believed that. I actually thought some of these players were good. Well, lo and behold, I was wrong. Wrong yet again. It's all over. These players are absolutely rank rotten.
Oh, usual for usual.
And I just look at this Danny Rowe guy, and I see a guy that's like inferior to Martin. Martin had a track record. Martin actually fucking did relatively well. I can't remember the last time I felt this low, because it's one thing losing in Europe, it's another thing getting humiliated. You never want to lose 3-0. There's teams to lose 3-0 too, though, and Bran ain't fucking one of them. So yeah, they've shat my Bran flakes tonight, guys. Till then, peace.
We've spent and spent millions of quid, mate. And it's absolutely shocking.
No, it isn't.
Thelwell and his boy maybe go to clear their desks and disappear, mate. Because this is going to get toxic again because of this. And it's appalling, mate. Robert?
I don't disagree one bit, Ox.
I don't think you've been fair in Chimity. His feet weren't static today. He kept falling.
But he wasn't fast enough. He was dead slow.
He spent more time falling, mate. He kept falling. I don't know if you noticed that, Robert.
Aye, he did.
I just think he was dead slow.
It's nice to win Phil's team. It's just, like I said, it's he's bullied off the ball far too easy. For being a guy his stature, he gets pushed off the ball far too easy.
Yeah, he was stinking, Jim. Yeah, I agree.
I was watching like a couple of videos a couple of nights ago with Duncan Ferguson, and big Duncan Ferguson was like bashing guys left, right, and centre.
And
you know, and 10 million for a guy that hasn't scored a goal for 2 years. Come on, man. You know, it's like that amount of money. That amount of money that we spent on Chernity, we could have got Shankland, and we could have got McBurney, who was on a free. McBurney has been scoring goals for free for Hull, and this is a guy that would die to play for Rangers. Absolutely die to play for Rangers.
All right, cheers, mate. Cheers. Listen, just one of your reception staff wants me to have a word with you. Do you know that you phoned them 20 times during the first half of the football?
I know. I'm just so angry. Sorry.
Raging, isn't he? Fuming.
It starts, yeah.
You know what?
Right, Robert, in you come.
Listen, Jim, you make some good points there, mate. And what I will say is Danny Rowe's just in the door, and we said it on the show already, mate. We can't judge him on the night's performance one bit at all.
I'm not judging him.
Jim, don't talk when somebody else is talking, mate. Yeah, carry on, Robert.
Sorry.
He's had one or two training sessions. He can't get his point across that quickly for these players that have regressed so much in very short space of time. Remarkably, and astoundingly, they have.
Oh, lovely.
But the reason we're in the position we're in is all down to recruitment. Commissioned by Kevin Thelwell, we're sitting bottom of the Europa League. But at the end of the day, it's the players that step over the white line. They've got to cut the mustard. If they don't, we need to try and get them out the door. Simple as that. But they'll sit pretty on their wages, and they'll take the pay, and they'll see their contracts out. They won't be the first players, and they won't be the last.
But been joined by Mark, even the Mark.
Okay. I don't have any issue. I don't have any issue with Danny Rowe. He's just in the door.
Mark, in you come, mate.
Yeah, disenfranchised, Docs. That's probably the word I've got for you. Like, I personally, that's probably one of the worst watches. That in Bruges has been the worst watches, I think. That was absolutely a Russell Martin side, playing Russell Martin tactics. That's basically the tools you've got to work with. You've got to work with these tools, and what we've got is a bunch of blunt instruments here, I'm afraid to say. There's no dig, there's no spirit.
I can't understand it with your team. I cannot understand it. I can't get a grip of it. This new boy that's come in as a manager, he might be 36. That's nothing to do with it. You see players playing in Champions League at 17. You know what I mean? You can't go, because of your age, you've no experience. It's not to do with that. It's the tools you've got to work with. You don't put them back in the drawer. You're never going to sell them, put it that way.
Hi, your Jim's joined us. Jim, in you come, mate.
Good evening. I know Danny should be surprised by that tonight, but I'll tell you, man, that tonight was worse than Bruges. That was worse than Bruges. Unbelievable. I know the guy's been in the door 2 minutes, but wow, man. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
It was poor tonight.
Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable.
High five. High five. Fuck off, dickhead.